Hey everyone, this is the review for Gamer. Now, Gamer stars Gerard Butler. Now, I'm not going to really explain the story at all because, well, first of all, there barely really is none. The plot is kind of so I'll kind of explain it the way I saw it. Gerard Butler is pretty much a super badass, pretty much. At least it seems like that. If you didn't see the trailer or anything, then blah blah blah, whatever. It seems that way, but he's actually controlled by a person. So it's a new kind of first-person shooter, if you know FPS or something like that, which you control an actual real person in these kind of firefights to the death, pretty much. Now, yeah, this game was created by I forgot his name. Oh, his name is Ken Castle, I think. Ken Castle, who is played by Michael C. Hall. Michael C. Hall was Dexter. I never saw Dexter yet. It looked really good, so I might go see that show. But he was actually decent in this movie. Gerard Butler is the only thing that really saved it for me, to be honest, because he did a great job. I'm definitely happy to see him back into an action movie. Okay, like 300. If he stays like this, then fine. I saw the trailer for Law Abiding Citizen too, and that looks pretty decent too. But that might not be like a big action movie. That kind of looks kind of like a torture kind of movie because I think his mom or like no, not his mom, his fucking wife died, so now he's gonna go torture people that had anything to do with it. Anyway, yeah, it looks like a decent movie. This is a decent movie. I liked it. People were hyping it up. People were telling me, "Oh, it's gonna be badass," and I saw it, and really, I wasn't hyped up about it. And I was actually kind of like, I liked it a little bit better than what I thought it was gonna be because the trailer looked like crap. I'll be honest, and well, the reviews for it weren't very good at all. It's like an 18% at Rotten Tomatoes, which is pretty bad. Now, I don't know the kid's name, but he plays the guy that controls Gerard Butler. I forgot his name, but he actually surprised me because I thought it was gonna be one of those kids like, oh, yeah, I helped. I say, oh, yeah, yeah. But he's like a comedic role in this. He was kind of funny. There's also a few other people in here that weren't that great. Um, Ludacris Bridges. He wasn't that great. I mean, he wasn't that bad. I think this was definitely better than Max Payne. It's kind of funny because Ludacris is having these roles where he doesn't do much, really. I mean, Max Payne, he was barely in it, to be honest, and he was pretty bad in it. This, he's not that bad, but he was barely in it anyway. All you saw is this big face most of the time, and then you see him like in person, like his whole body later. Aaron Yo is in this movie. He was in Disturbia. He was also in Friday the 13th remake, which I just saw. I might do a review of that too. He was in that, and he was okay, I guess. He really didn't do anything. His name was Dude. Because this program, what Ludacris is trying to do is he has this little program where he wants to stop this games because it's killing people pretty much. It's not right. Okay, yeah. So he wanted to stop this. It's called Humans with a Z, which is kind of gay, but yeah. So he is the Humans dude. That's his name. Aaron Yo, if you don't know him, he was in Disturbia. He was Shia LaBeouf's friend in that movie, and he was also in Friday the 13th. He was the Asian guy that gets killed by Jason. Sorry if I ruined that, but come on. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, he was decent. Alison Lohman, who was in Drag Me to Hell this year, she was kind of weak in this movie, to be honest. She really barely was there. I mean, she was there a couple times, but then they just got rid of her character. Like, scoot over, move. We got more characters to show. So yeah, Mark Neville and Tyler. Fuck, I forgot their names. Mark Neville and Tyler something. I know that. Yeah, those are guys that make Crank, and I could definitely tell because there's a lot of shots in this, like a lot of titties and ass, pretty much, just like in Crank 1 and 2. I don't know about the other movie they made, Petology or something like that. It was like I don't think it was a straight to DVD movie, but I heard that it was actually pretty decent. Actually, some people told me that it was his best movie they ever like wrote or made. Let's see what their names are again. Yeah, it's at 19% at Rotten Tomatoes. And let's see. Mark Novoldane and Brian Taylor. There you go. I fucked up that. But anyway, yeah, I gave the wrong name. Wrong. Next, please. Anyway, yeah, Gerard Butler is badass in this movie. The kid, he was good. He actually surprised me. What else? What else can I talk about? I know my face is red, by the way. The action was brutal. I mean, it was, but sometimes the shaky camera kind of fucked with it. I loved Crank 2 because I didn't care really about the action. I cared about the fucking craziness of it, just like the out of this world funny shit that was in it. And I just love Jason Statham. I just love that all that shit. And and Gerard Butler didn't feel like Jason Statham. He might have, he felt kind of like Jason Statham in a different movie that came out last year, Death Race. People were comparing it to Death Race, and I have to say I like Death Race a little better because that was actually a really fun movie I could watch over and over again. I don't know about this. Even though I might like Gerard Butler's character better in this, I still like Jason Statham's character in the Crank films better. Anyway, this actually played a lot like it because in Death Race he had like he had one more victory until he gets free. In this one he has about 3 more games and then he gets set free. Because if you win 30 games of this, it's called, I think it's fucking called Slayers, the game. If you win 30 matches of Slayers, then you get set free. And most of these guys are just fucking convicts and death row inmates. Alright, a couple other people is like John Leguizamo, who is only in it about 10 minutes, but that's sad because he was actually a kind of cool character. He gets I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, he just gets pretty much he gets rid of he gotten rid of whatever. Also, Terry Crews is in this movie. If you don't know, he was Big Mac in or whatever his name is, like the McDonald's guy from what the hell, The Longest Yard remake. He was also in Street Kings. He was Keanu Reeves' partner in that movie. You know what? He just was only in here to do one thing only, look like a big, tough black dude, and he did that. And Gerard Butler's only there to look like a big, tough white dude, and they did that too. So they also fought off, which is probably the I don't want to say this in a weird way, but the gayest payoff I've seen in a movie this year. Alright, I want to see them battle out, finally, one last fight, like one big ass fight, and oh my god, if you saw the ending, you would know what I'm talking about. But yeah, he just, I don't want to ruin it, but anyway, I liked it. The brutal violence, very violent. There was one part where I was like, oh, that guy's just standing there for no reason. Ooh, there goes his head. Because he's just like standing there. It looks like he's smiling too. I couldn't tell. He was like, boom, head blown off. There's a guy that gets a fucking, in the beginning, there's like a scene where one guy gets blasted with a bomb, and all you see going to the camera is a big, like, splash of gut. It looked like guts, and it hits the camera, and it just, like, droops down, like, ugh. It's pretty violent. It's not, like, really violent. I just saw a movie called Machine Girl. If you want a really violent movie, go watch that. This is violent, but not as violent as something like that. Alright, this is definitely violent, but not like that, like I've said before. Anyway, I said it again just in case. So yeah, Gamer, it's a fun movie, okay? It's not my favorite this year. It might not even be my favorite this September, okay? To be honest, I can't wait for Pandorum. If you heard of that movie, it's kind of like, it's pretty much Dead Space, almost. Except it looks really creepy. It has Dennis Quaid and Ben Foster, which is one of my favorite actors. Ben Foster, he was in 3:10 to Yuma. Talk about 3:10 to Yuma, the kid that was in this movie that played as Gerard Butler in this movie, you know, like in the game, he was the kid that played, he played Gerard Butler. He played as Gerard Butler's character in the first-person shooter. You know what I'm fucking talking about. Yeah, he was actually in 3:10 to Yuma, which is cool. He was actually Christian Bale's son in that movie. If you know who that is, then that's who he is, except he's a little older in this. So yeah, overall, this movie was pretty fun. It was also a little cameo by Keith David. Yeah, he's a very small role, but kind of good. So yeah, all I talked about was the action and the really stupid story, but whatever. It doesn't flesh out its characters at all, but really, Crank didn't. Crank 2 didn't. I don't give a fuck if this doesn't. Alright? Really, this is just adrenaline balls to the walls action. Except, some of it's a lot of talking, but when it gets to the talking, it's not that bad. So, if you like action movies, then maybe you should see this for a rental, because it's not that big of a action-packed, I mean, not action-packed, it's action-packed. It's not like a big action, like, Transformers movie where everybody go flock to see it. It already bombed in theaters. It made $3 million on Friday, and overall it'll probably make about $10 million this weekend, which you're probably going, oh, that's a lot. Well, Transformers made, I think 150. No, it made 200 million in its first week. Fuck you. Anyway, yeah, I would say after watching that movie, Transformers, I could say the Gamer's a little better. Overall, I give Gamer a 7.5.